welcome to IP Study Video Lectures. Today we will discuss the first chapter of Grade 7 English Grammar and we will explore the topic sentences. What is a sentence? Very good. A sentence is a group of words that makes the complete sense. Always remember that a sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a punctuation mark. Well, this punctuation mark can be a full stop, a question mark, or an exclamation mark. A sentence has two parts, a subject and a predicate. In this lesson, we will study the kinds of sentences and what is a subject and what is a predicate in detail. Before the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand and define kinds of sentences like statements, questions, imperative, and exclamation. You will be able to relate the parts of a sentence, subject and predicate. Explain the elements of predicate like verb, object, complement, and adverb. You will be able to distinguish between the object and the complements. Before we start this lesson, let us understand or begin with a small example. Let's look at this conversation. What do you do for a living? I am a teacher. Now, in the sentence, I am a teacher, I is the subject and am a teacher is the predicate. I is a subject because it is telling us what are we talking about or who are we talking about in the sentence. And predicate is the rest part of the sentence. Well, we will study this in detail in our chapter. Let's read some more examples before we go further. The children play football every day. Finish your homework. Where did you lose your pen? What an amazing view! All of the above group of words make sense and have a complete meaning, so they are called sentences. Now, if I write a sentence for you, will late you be? Will late you be? Well, this doesn't make sense. Yes, exactly. This is again a group of words. But when it doesn't make a complete sense, you cannot call it a sentence. Instead, you can say, you will be late. And that will make a complete sentence because it has a complete meaning. Now let us understand what are different kinds of sentences. Kinds of sentences. Sentences are of four kinds: statements, questions, imperatives, and exclamations. Let us understand each of these kinds in detail. Statements. Statements are sentences that state or declare something. They can also be called assertive sentences. That means the sentences which declare something. Let us read some examples. 50 people attended the event. The earth orbits around the sun. Now, both of these statements, they are stating the facts. That means the statements, the sentences which declare something. Did you observe in both of these sentences, we have a common punctuation mark? What is it? Very good. It's a full stop. Always remember that statements or assertive sentences, they will end at a full stop. They will never end at a different punctuation mark. So, a sentence can be identified as it starts with a capital letter and always ends with a punctuation mark. Declarative sentences end with a full stop. Questions. Questions are sentences which ask questions. They can also be called interrogative sentences. Can you read and write in Marathi? How does this machine work? Now in both of these sentences, what are we doing? We are asking a question. Can you read and write in Marathi? How does this machine work? What are you doing? In all of these sentences, we are asking a question. So these are called questions, or they can also be called interrogative sentences. Always remember that these sentences will end with a question mark. Imperatives. Imperatives are those sentences which express commands, order, request, or advice. So, sentences express commands, orders, requests, or advice. They are all called imperative sentences. They always end with a full stop. For example, don't touch the hot plate. Attempt all the questions. Brush your teeth. So all of these are like a command or like a request or like an advice. So these kind of sentences are called imperative sentences. Exclamations. Now exclamations are those sentences which express strong emotion, feeling or desire. Like, what a strange woman. How generous you are. All of these sentences, they are exclaiming something. So, the sentences which express strong emotion or sudden feeling, they're all called exclamatory sentences or exclamations. All exclamatory sentences end with an exclamation mark like this. Now, as I told you earlier that a sentence has two parts, a subject and a predicate. A subject tells us what are we talking about in the sentence or who are we talking about in the sentence. And a predicate is the remaining part of the sentence, or what does it tell about the subject. Let us understand subject and predicate in detail. Each sentence has two parts, a subject and a predicate. Let's look at the following sentences. What a fine day it is. Apples keep us healthy. Clean your room. Do you like chocolates? Now, in all of these four sentences, we can see some words are highlighted in pink. What are they telling us? What a fine day it is. A fine day, that means in this sentence, what are we talking about? We're talking about a fine day. So, is it our subject? Very good. That means it is a subject. Apples keep us healthy. Now in this sentence, what are we talking about? Apples. That means apples is the subject. Clean your room. Now this is a kind of an imperative sentence. Clean your room. It is a kind of a command you are giving to the person. But who are you talking about? You, the person whom you are giving the command. That means you becomes the subject. Do you like chocolates? Now you're asking a question to someone. So the person you're asking a question, you, is the subject. In each sentence, the subject is shown by the highlighted word, and the remaining part of the sentence is the predicate. As you can see, a subject is a person or a thing we talk about in a sentence. It is always a noun or a pronoun consisting of one word or many words, like Nina, apples, you. In most sentences, we put the subject first. In interrogative and exclamatory sentences, the predicate comes before the subject or the part of the predicate, as in sentence A and D. Like, what a fine day it is. Do you like chocolates? In both of these sentences, A and D, the predicate is before the subject. That means in exclamatory sentences and in interrogative sentences, we put the predicate first and then we put the subject. In imperative sentences, we generally omit the subject, like clean your room. The subject is not directly mentioned here, but you are talking about a person or whom you are giving a command. That means in these kind of sentences, you won't generally have the subject directly in the sentence. A predicate is what we say about the subject in a sentence. Now, a predicate essentially has a finite verb and it may consist of one or many words. Within a predicate, we have different elements. Now, what are the elements of a predicate? A predicate must consist of a finite verb. It may also have the following elements along with the finite verb. And what are these elements? An object, a complement, and an adverb. So, predicate will always have a finite verb and it may also have an object or a complement or an adverb. The predicate in a sentence may have only a finite verb. For example, fish swim, dogs bark, the girl is playing. Now in these three sentences, fish, dogs, girl, these are subjects. Swim, bark, playing, these are predicates. Now in this sentence, you have only two words like fish swim, dogs bark. So the predicate has only a finite verb and it doesn't have other two words like a subject, a complement or an adverb. Now, a predicate in a sentence may have a verb and an object. For example, they are playing cricket. Are playing is the verb in the sentence. Cricket is the object because this object, the verb playing, is dependent on the object cricket. What are they playing? They are playing cricket. So, are playing is already there in the sentence, which is the verb. So, that is a predicate. Cricket is also a predicate and that's an object. So, are playing cricket is our predicate and predicate can have a verb and an object as well. Now, a predicate may have a verb and a complement. For example, the tree is large. Here, the tree is a subject. Is large is the predicate. So, is the verb and large is the complement. A verb and an adverb. So, a predicate can have a verb and an adverb as well. For example, he writes neatly. Writes neatly is the predicate. So, writes is a verb that we have and adverb neatly because it is describing the handwriting. Objects and complements. An object in a sentence is defined as a person or a thing which is dependent on the action of the verb in the sentence. It can be a noun or a pronoun and is written after the verb. We can turn the object in an active voice sentence into the subject of a sentence in the passive voice. For example, Ayan ate an apple. So in this sentence, what did Ayan do? Ayan ate an apple. So apple is dependent on the action that is happening in the sentence. So an apple is the object. And when we turn this into a passive voice, an apple was eaten by Ayan. So an object may come in the beginning of the sentence and it may also come at the end of the sentence. And always remember that an object is dependent on the action that is being happening in the sentence. He is playing the guitar. Now, the guitar is being played by him. So, the guitar, the object is dependent on the action playing. A complement. A complement is generally a noun or an adjective. and is written after verbs like is, are, am, was, were, has, have, seen, appear, become, look. It expresses the quality, the state, or the identity of the subject or the object. A sentence can't be complete if there is no complement. The complement cannot become the subject of a passive voice in a sentence. For example, she is a doctor. Now, this is a complement to a person who are we talking about? So, this is a complement of the subject. Or you can say it is giving us a useful information about the subject. A sentence can't be complete if there is no complement. She is a doctor. She is a policeman. He is innocent. These words, innocent, policeman, doctor, they are stating the quality or the condition of the subject, right? So they can never be turned into a passive voice. They can never become the subjects in the sentence. In the same way, we can use a complement to express the quality or identity of an object, like, you are making me angry. She called him a liar. In these sentences, we are talking about me and him, and what is the person doing? Making me angry. What did the person call him? Called him a liar. So the complements can also express the quality and identity of an object. Well, this was all about sentences. In this chapter, we learned that what kind of group of words can be called as a sentence, what are the parts of sentence, and what are the different kinds of sentences. Well, keep observing the meaningful group of words around you and keep studying them in your textbooks. As we see you in our next video lecture, stay tuned and see you next time.